thought the Germans would prevail on the Americans to behave smartly and to slowly but steadily just back off and work out some sort of deal. Very importantly, remember I told you about the famous April 2008 Bucharest conference, and I told you what was said in the final declaration, that Ukraine and Georgia would become part of NATO? It's very important to understand that the reason that we did not take concrete steps during the Bucharest crisis to move to include Ukraine and Georgia was because of German and French, but mainly German resistance. Angela Merkel said, bringing Ukraine and Georgia into NATO is a prescription for disaster. The United States, though, prevailed on getting that statement in the final declaration that I read to you. So based on that, I thought the Germans would play a key role in tamping down American enthusiasm for doubling down. I proved to be wrong. And if anything, Angela Merkel has been a bit more aggressive towards the Russians than President Obama has. It's really quite striking. And therefore, I don't hold out much hope for the Germans. One final point I would make about this, I've actually spoken on this subject in Germany. In early March, I was in Germany, I was in Frankfurt, and then I was in Berlin talking to different groups. And my view of the Germans is that as a consequence of World War II, the Germans don't want to be out front on any issue. The Germans, to put it rather crudely, are afraid to look at themselves in the mirror, right? And the idea of them taking the lead, it horrifies them across the entire political spectrum. So my message to the Germans when I talked to them was they should be more bolshy when they talk to the Americans. They should tell the Americans more emphatically that they're wrong and we should be doing this instead of that. And that line of argument gets remarkably little traction because, again, the Germans just, they don't want to get too far out front on this.